Hello there, Carpologists. I'm Joe, and today I am joining Tom McGregor on the banks of Bayeswater. Thank you very much for having me. Now, I understand this is your new Syndicate water. You've only been on here for, well, how long? When did the season start for you?
Well, I actually missed the spring. Work was really busy, so I've tried to make up for lost time, had done a couple of sort of longer sessions. But yeah, I'm probably up to about 15 days now, something like that.
So when you got to the venue, what were you expecting? What did you find out? And how do you sort of approach it? Because from my first experience of walking around, it looks like it's got a lot of weed in it.
It is weedy.
And that's the sort of thing that puts me up. But how did you tackle it when you got here?
Okie doke. It was weedier than I was expecting, actually. I had a couple of ideas in my head of how I wanted to fish it, but obviously it needs to be fished how it needs to be fished. At the minute, fingers crossed, it seems to be working all right. I'm using solid bags and hinge stiff links with supple booms.
Yeah, and what sort of captures have you had so far?
Right, okay, well we're I think up to number 9 now, which I'm absolutely chuffed to bits about. I do think very carefully about everything I do, and as I say, fingers crossed it's working so far. So.
Yeah, well, I've been watching you. I got here this morning, and I've got to say, I've never seen someone finesse a PB bag quite as much as you did. We'll go into that a bit more tomorrow, I think. But generally, you've been using the boat wheel quite a bit today. So how are you using that to improve your catch rating?
Okie doke. Well, it's actually a bonus to be able to use it. It does open up a few more options for you. You can sort of go out, have a look through the aquascope, look at spots on the bottom, have a prod about, if it is really quite weedy, you can actually lower your rigs in place, and it's great.
It's a guarantee that where you're fishing is clear, and your rig's presented, and especially with using the aquascope, like you said, you can see directly down the tangle, you can change it, but
that's it.
That seems to be working for you so far. Anyway, it's a lovely evening. I'm going to leave you to it. I'll check back tomorrow and talk a bit more through what you're actually doing.
Brilliant. Right, absolutely blown away. There's a big common in this net, a big dark common. If it's the one I think it is, the coconut common, it should be healthily in excess of 40 pounds. Either way, I'm blown away anyway. But we'll have a look, see what one it is.
458, smart band in the middle.
Excellent. Right, thank you, mate. Look at that. The coconut common, 45.8. Very, very happy. Okay, so I think this is pin scale, 39, just over 39. It's stunner. Might see the sort of two-tone coloration on that side. Very chuffed, very, very chuffed. beautiful, fully scaled, just shy of 29. It just continues an excellent session for me. Really has come together. Look at that. Woohoo!
Well, usually this is where I say good morning to you and good morning to everyone else, and we'll recap the night, but that would be a lie. It is now gone 6 o'clock the following evening, and you had quite an eventful night, really, didn't you? So fill us all in.
Well, yeah, it's as you say, it's all been quite hectic. Last night I managed another one, and another one this morning. The one last night was fish, I believe, it's called pin scale, 39.2.
Another stunning fish, wasn't it?
It was, and then a fully scaled this morning.
And we're not sure whether that was a recapture. You've yet to check that.
Not sure. There's apparently only 3 or so in the lake, so the likelihood of having another one, I don't know. I'll check the pictures and see.
Either way, absolutely stunning fish, and it's looking spot on again for some more bites. I am going to be popping off, as you know, for the next couple of hours, because it's England v Croatia, to give you a timescale of when this session is, and whether I come back happy or sad, it's yet to be decided. But I'm pretty sure you're going to have another fish. I mean, you've put all the baits out in different spots, same spots. What have you done?
Well, the 2 spots that have been producing, one off a snag on a small island here, and then off the corner of a larger island out there. They've stayed the same. They've been producing fish. I have moved another one just closer to the area that I've had most of the bites from. So we'll see what that brings tonight.
I know it's going to be an onslaught of questions, but as you've seen, you've caught 3 incredible fish, and it's very weedy. So all the tactics, rig-wise, how are you approaching? Because I've seen you've got the aquascope, you just sat here and checking spots. Rig-wise and things, how are you actually going about it all?
Okay, the way I'm fishing it at the minute, and as I say, fingers crossed, it's doing all right, is I'm fishing solid bags that really are solid. I'm putting a lot of sand in those.
And what's the idea for the sand?
Well, basically the spots aren't enormous. I'm trying to find spots, if anything, that are really small, just enough to sort of present a bait in, and that's amongst a lot of sort of eel grass all round. So I'm using a big bag, but what I don't want is a big pile of food on the bottom. So by using the sand, you're making it very heavy. You're creating a new sort of clear spot. And also I've been using a lot of sort of powders as well, green nut mussel powder and all the things that go into the bait, just to sort of fill the bag so it's not overloaded with food.
So it's just a big bag with just a small one mouthful, basically.
That's it, like a sort of pile of sand with a little critically balanced bait on the top.
And I've noticed the way you filled it, you're showing it on your hand yesterday, how you get it so that it deliberately falls through the water in a certain way.
Yeah, it does. It's not the prettiest bag, but it's functional. It's very dense, and I put the 5 ounce in line to one side of the bag, so it does have a bias. I'm trying to get it to sink with the hook bait at the top. It's the highest bit.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I've never seen that before, but it definitely worked, the whole principle. And then you even snip the corner off to let the air escape. So everything I saw was just so fine-tuning all your things. And moving on to rigs as well, I've seen you tie up several, and if you're not happy with the slightest imperfection, you're cutting up and starting again. So is this just all part of your thought process?
I get told that I probably worry a bit too much, but I've always maintained I'd worry, better than not worrying enough. I have changed my solid bag hook lengths from 3 inches to 3 1/4 inches. I know it sounds like a silly little change, but basically I lost the fish, and I was concerned that the fish may not have got the bait far enough into its mouth. I increased it a little bit, and touch wood, I've landed everything since. So
nice. And hook bait wise, you're doing something a little bit different. You've got cork ball pop-ups on the rig.
Yeah.
And you're using a mesh around that as well, aren't you?
I am, yeah. The on the hinge stiff links, I'm doing them quite small, but again, I've actually increased them slightly because I just had a nervousness about reducing the size of the gape. So the bit of mouth trap is actually slightly longer now, so it does create more room to get the bottom lip. I'm using cork balls that are probably bigger than most people would use. They're 14mm to create, approaching an 18mm pop-up. I'm doing that because I'm using 22mm bottom baits.
That's another thing, like when I first spotted, when I came in your swim yesterday, your big bucket of bait soaking with donkey chokers basically, but it's working. The fish you caught last night, that 45, you could fit your fist in its mouth, so they just engulf that very easily. And you were also saying that's a way of kind of trying to deter the birds as well, that's precise.
Yeah, I mean, although recently I've seen a few more.
They have been coming up with
picking them up. There are a few reasons for using the 22s. Principal one is that I don't know if there's anyone else on here using them. I think most people tend to gravitate towards the smaller baits. I thought I'd go the opposite way. It's a way of getting quite a lot of bait in quickly as well. You'd be amazed how quickly a kilo of 22 millers disappears into the lake. It was just to be different, really. That's
it's all paying off for you so far. Like I say, of all the people I've ever been out fishing with, I think you were the most meticulous and fine-tuned sort of angler. Come on, everything you do, there's a reason behind, and a reason that something that you've developed over time. It's really interesting to see, I've got to say. I've just enjoyed to watch you. And I know you said you think you're being slow, but it's actually quite interesting to see just how much you put into effort.
I'm very deliberate and particular about what I do. As I say, I have to work hard for my fish, but everything I do, there is a reason for it. From the length of the rig to, there is a reason.
You've had 3 very impressive reasons this session, so I'm going to shoot to the pub, hopefully come back with an England victory, and hopefully have a few more as well.
Fingers crossed, mate. Well, pretty unreal. We're up to, I don't know how many fish now, but it's another stunner. 30, late 35s, I think, 36. Very, very happy.
So as you last saw, I was just about to shoot to the pub to watch the England game. Unfortunately came back rather disappointed, but you've got into a bit of a habit the last 2 nights of waking me up just as I've got settled in my sleeping bag, so fill us in, because clearly you've had another one.
I have had another one. The sort of dream session continued. Last night I had a 36 pounder.
Absolutely beautiful fish as well.
Stunning, and I'm very grateful for the shots that I've got as well. Absolutely excellent. I'm sure you'll see those in the video. So yeah, it continues. I've actually decided to do one more night. I can't leave. The guys have got it covered at the factory, so I'm going to be down here for one more night. See what happens.
Now, luckily I'm still on the complex until tomorrow as well, so if we have anything else I'll be filming it, but I do have to shoot off. But as you're just saying about the factory, that's another whole thing. About every aspect of your fishing, you're meticulous about, from rigs to bait placement to just thinking everything through, and obviously you have your own bait company with DT, so
I do.
you even control exactly what's in your bait, and that's
Yeah,
a big thing for you as well, is it?
I'm very proud of that. We have complete control over the whole process, from the raw ingredients coming in to the dry mixing, the wet mixing, the rolling, the boiling, the drying. It's all in-house, and my very particular nature is demonstrated in that as well, in the work.
That's all paying off in there. I mean, first feature with us, and I don't think we could have either asked for a better session. It's been an absolute pleasure to
over the
meet
moon.
you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely,
for having me along,
bud. Thank you for the photos.
Hope to see you again.
Had to have one more before Joe went. Look at that. What an absolute peach. £34.